talk about what the hot topic of the decade seems to be right now. This election. This election. How do we get to a real count? That's what everybody wants to know, right? We want a real count. We don't want fraud involved in it. We don't want fake shit going on. So how do we get to a real count? Well, number one, to get to a real count, the voter rolls. We have to remove the dead people. It's as easy as that. We have dead people that voted more than once, and they can't be there. I mean, they're dead. The chances are they didn't vote for the party they were registered to vote for when they were alive. So that's a problem. To me, it's a really big problem. All right. We also had votes casted by non-citizens. If you are not a citizen of the United States, legally a citizen of the United States, then you don't have a right to vote in our electoral process because you don't live here by law. You're part of another country. Pristine ballots. What is a pristine ballot? First, we'll cover that. A pristine ballot is a ballot sheet that looks like it just came right straight out of the printers. Now, in this case, the pristine ballots also had the circle very, very, very professionally filled in for Joe Biden. There was no downvoting. On 99% of these, there was no downvoting at all. 97% or better were filled out just for Joe Biden. And a pristine ballot is a ballot that not only looks like it just came off the printer, but they have a creased fold line in them to make it easier to be able to fold it in half or however it's supposed to be folded to be put into the envelope to mail it in. They weren't even folded at all. They weren't folded. So those are bad. Any pristine ballot that came in, discard. They can't be counted. Ballot retention. The United States Constitution and the federal government has a law that all ballots cast must be retained for 22 months after the election is over with. So what happens if your vote was destroyed? Well, it hasn't been retained now, has it? So reach out to those voters, the registered voters. Ask them if they cast a ballot. If you don't have a ballot with their name on it, give them a brand new ballot. Have them fill it out in the presence of somebody so it can be certified right then and there. And then count it. If they didn't vote, they don't get a ballot. If they say they voted, you have to take their word for it. Chances are they probably did. There are a lot of registered voters that refuse to vote anymore because they feel their vote doesn't count. Once all this has all been taken care of, then you go in and you do a recount by hand and make sure there are oversight people there. And do it in a public forum so everybody can see it. I mean, we've got C-SPAN. They can do it on C-SPAN if they need to, in each precinct or however they need to do it. We got time. But the GOP oversight has to be allowed to be there. In this last election process, in many areas, the people for the GOP oversight weren't even allowed to be anywhere near where the voting was counted. They couldn't see the ballots. They were too far back. So they couldn't decide whether or not that was a good ballot or a bad ballot, or if it was a Trump ballot or a Biden ballot, and it was being put in the right position. That's bad. And we actually had one sheriff that actually did this, and this is after it was court ordered that they had to be allowed into the area. That sheriff needs to go. I'm not sure if you're aware of who he is, but your sheriff is a voted in person. Have him impeached. Get his ass thrown out immediately. And all these other people that were blocking our GOP people after it was court ordered, put them in jail. That's contempt of court. They need to do time. And they can never do that job again. That is very important. All right, so here we are. We have Biden. Supposedly got more votes than Trump. Who supposedly got more votes than Obama. I can understand why Trump would get more votes than Obama. We had a lot of really active rallies going on with millions and millions of people that have attended these rallies. There's even telling of some people that were so in love with this president that they were following him around and going to many rallies. That I believe. I believe. I'd really, if somebody said that that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure that could be discredited really easily. There's a lot of people that have a lot of free time on their hands. But Biden getting more votes than Obama? Nah, I don't see that at all. His rallies had 5 or 6 people at them. The rest of the people there were media or Obama supporters trying to get him to shut up by honking their horns. So yeah, there's no way Biden beat Trump. But Trump did beat Obama. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I never voted for Obama. Did I think he was a good president and had stood a chance? I was willing to let him give a chance. Okay, go ahead. Here's your first 4 years, bud. Run it. I didn't see any better alternative running, so I wasn't going to vote for him, but I wasn't going to vote against him either. Then when he didn't do it the first 4 years, everybody said, well, yeah, he was getting close, but give him another 4 years. Let him try again. So, I didn't vote. It wasn't a good alternative. And he screwed up our country a little bit, but not real terrible yet. Give him another 4. Maybe he'll straighten it out. He didn't. Actually made it a lot worse. But, I mean, I didn't cry over it. I didn't go marching out in the streets. I didn't go destroying businesses, looting businesses, burning them down in my own frickin' community or anybody else's community. I dealt with it. I waited for another person to come in and play that I could stand behind. It turned out to be it was President Trump this time because there ain't no way I was going to take lying Hillary Clinton in there. I got Clinton Cash up here on my shelf behind me. If you want to read a really good book, that's one that's well worth read. But how do we restore the trust in our electoral system? Well, pretty much you can start by doing everything I just said. Everything I just said. Another way to do it would be to put truth in politics, same as we have in business, for truth in lending, truth in advertising. You can't say something against somebody. You can't be liable for one because you're running in the public forum. But you can't say something so detrimentally wrong about somebody that you can't be held accountable. This is dirty politics. It's been happening much, much more recently than it ever did before. It's no longer about running on, this is the policy I want to push forward. It's about, this is the crap these guys want to do, and this is how I would not do that. And chances are, a lot of them don't do that, so, I don't know. Trump made promises. Trump kept promises. That's how I believe he beat Obama. Obama didn't keep a single promise. I don't know. That's my rant for tonight. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section. Y'all have a good night. Talk to you later.